Welcome back to our coverage of watching and waiting for the jury to come back with some kind of verdict in James Crumbley's involuntary manslaughter trial. And while the jury continues to deliberate, there's a lot that we know about this case. And over the last over 2 years since the shooting at Oxford High School and everything that has happened with the shooter then going to prison, Jennifer Crumbley being held responsible for involuntary manslaughter, and now James Crumbley. Cassidy John Cox from ClickOnDetroit.com joining me right now because she and I were talking a lot about what are the things that we will never end up knowing in this case. And Cassidy, I'm so glad that you're with me. I'm talking about this today. So when we even sat back and said, all right, what are the things that we don't know? You zeroed in on the timeline of where the murder weapon was before the shooting. Talk to me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so that's something we were talking about, that we may never actually know where the murder weapon was located in the few days before the shooting. We know where it was, that it was bought a few days before and that it was at the home, but we don't know exactly where it was when the shooter got a hold of it. That point wasn't made clear at Jennifer Crumbley's trial and may not be made clear now that James Crumbley decided not to testify.
Yeah, and I think that we were all looking for maybe his testimony to fill in some blanks. So walk us through what we do know about that 9mm Sig Sauer that was used in the shooting. It was purchased on Black Friday, it was bought that day, and then it was used at a gun range. We saw a video of Jennifer and the shooter.
Yeah, so Jennifer was at the gun range with her son 3 days before the shooting on that Saturday. And the last time we saw the gun was when it was packed up in the gun case, leaving that shooting range in Jennifer Crumbley's hand. Now, she testified that she put it in the trunk of her car and left it there for her husband to then put in the house when he got home from work. She said that she did not see him do that, but that he told her that he did. And that was the last that we know of where the gun was in those days.
And it's really interesting because after Jennifer's conviction, the jury foreperson came out and said that was the key for them, is that she was the last person that they could see from testimony who had possession of that firearm, making her grossly negligent in the case. But there's been so much about, was the gun locked? How did the shooter get the gun and when? That journal doesn't even really tell us when.
Yeah, that's true. There was some writing from the shooter in a couple days before the shooting where he said he had access to the gun. He said he had the gun. We don't know if that actually means he physically had the gun in hand, he had access to it, or if that means his parents had purchased it and now he had it in the home where he could potentially access it. So we don't know when exactly he did get a hold of it. We do know that the prosecutor said during closing arguments yesterday that the gun was stored in an armoire, perhaps, in the parents' bedroom. Then the doors were open to the armoire, but we know that the gun case was found on the bed by law enforcement after the shooting had occurred. And so what we know is that James Crumbley was likely the person to have left it there, when he got home, realizing that the gun was missing before he called 911. So that's the only information we have on where it was at.
Yeah, and again, a couple of things that the prosecution brought out in her closing arguments and also from testimony that she wrapped up really, really well was that the gun lock that was given to James Crumbley when he purchased that 9mm, all guns come with that. So that's from the manufacturer, Sig Sauer, came with that coil lock. That was actually stored in another place in the home where deputies found it.
Right, yeah, prosecutors argued that that gun lock, that cable lock was never actually used, the 9mm. That's not something we know, but it appeared that it was still in the bag that it came in when it was purchased from the gun store, a few days before. So we're not entirely sure if it was ever used. The prosecutor did say during her closing argument, she actually physically demonstrated how to use the cable lock and said it takes less than 10 seconds, kind of, trying to plead to the jury like, hey, this is a really simple solution to locking this gun, but we actually don't know if it was ever used.
Yeah, I think that still a lot of questions in that case. So Cassidy, as we continue to watch there, you said you also might be working on a timeline of where James Crumbley was the morning of the shooting.
Yeah, we actually have that up on ClickOnDetroit.com right now. Yeah, the prosecutors really focused in on what James Crumbley was doing the day of the shooting, the morning before the shooting occurred, and the afternoon afterward, and really honed in on how he did not stop at home, though he was door dashing in the area, throughout the morning. So you can find that on Click on Detroit, and we kind of explain a little bit of where he was and why prosecutors care so much about that.
Yeah, and how that figures into their case. Right. All right, Cassidy John Cox, you can read everything that she's done on the Crumbley case at ClickOnDetroit.com. Appreciate it, and I know that you'll be watching and waiting along with us as the jury comes to some kind of decision. All right.
Thank you.
All righty. All right, coming up next, I know as we wait for the jury to come back, I've been getting a lot of questions on email, social media about the case, and I'm going to answer your questions when we come right back, so stay with us.